Hi guys, my name is Michelle Pereira and I just wanted to jump on here really quickly. I'm not all made up. I figured that in a world of filters and apps that make you look perfect, I wanted to be a little imperfect for the purposes of maybe the focus just being on what video is about, which is my journey so far with breast cancer. I was diagnosed with invasive ductal carcinoma stage 1 the end of May of this year, and lucky for me, I discovered it early. I discovered it myself, actually. I was doing a self-check in the shower, which I never ever do. Not even kidding, hadn't done one in like 5 years. And I randomly decided to do a self breast check, and I did, and I felt a lump. And I have had a cyst before and didn't think anything of the lump that I found in the shower. I just thought, oh, it's just another cyst, no big deal. And then I went and checked into Planned Parenthood, which I love and completely support. They are amazing. I checked into Planned Parenthood and I had them check it out. They felt the lump as well, and it was in a really weird location. It was like beneath my underarm, but beside my boob, so like on the side right here, but it was deep in there. So very odd location. I mean, I would think that it'd be up here somewhere, but so they referred me out to my, general hospital here to go have a sonogram, mammogram, which in turn turned into a biopsy. So I went to the doctor's office. They were able to see it on the mammogram, or not on the mammogram actually, because they squish your boob in that thing and it's super uncomfortable, but they couldn't see it in there. So they did the sonogram because they could get really deep in there, and they saw it, and it was about this big. So it was about the size of a golf ball. It was painful from time to time, and honestly, I never thought anything of it because I had implants and I've had them. I don't have them anymore, but I had them for a really long time. I know I should have taken them out after 10 years, but I didn't. I had them for like 15 years. So huge mistake on my part not taking those out. And I don't even know if that's what caused the breast cancer. It could have been deodorant for all I know. Because the BRCA gene does not run in my family. I don't know. I don't have any girlfriends, friends, family members, nobody that has gone through breast cancer. So it was a huge shock for me. But yeah, so I just jumped ahead of myself. But I went in for the mammogram, the sonogram, the biopsy. And in the biopsy, they actually just take like this little knife. They numb that area, and then they just slice your shit open. Yeah, and then it's actually painful too, even though they put the anesthesia there or whatever the hell they do, but it's not fun. And it hurts. So what they do is they go in, take a slice of it, and then they tag it. They tag it just in case it's non-cancerous, so that way when you go back in the future to have mammograms done again, they can see it's tagged, and that means it's non-cancerous. So they did that whole process, and then I was called back in a couple of days later for the diagnosis, and I don't know how, but I just had a sneaking suspicion that I did have breast cancer. I don't know how, just like, why the hell did I know to do a breast check? I don't know. Very strange scenario, but I'm so lucky that I found it early because it was in stage 1. So they called me back for the diagnosis. They told me that it was positive. And then they sent me a referral to go over to a doctor to discuss what my options were. With that particular doctor, a couple days later, mind you, this whole thing happened within the time span of like 3 weeks to a month. So it happened like that. So I went to discuss my options with the doctor, and they said that I could remove just one side, the left side, which is where it was, and not worry about the right side and just leave it intact, or have a double mastectomy as a preventative measure. And I chose the double mastectomy just because with my luck, I'd get this side taken out and this side would come back with a vengeance. So I was just like, take them both out. But then afterwards I did my research and I was like, oh God, holy shit, I'm gonna have like a flat concave chest with this gaping scar across my chest. And I was really concerned about that. I was actually even more concerned about that than I was finding out that I had cancer, as ridiculous as that is. But I'm pretty ridiculous, so. I chose to have both breasts pretty much removed, all the breast tissue removed. And at that time, I was also told that I may not be able to keep my nipples. And for me, that really stressed me out, because I mean, I think that all humans, we all have nipples, you know? It's like we all have boobs, we all have nipples, and to not have that really, in my mind, sets a different tone. And that's when it really sunk in that, holy shit, you got this, girl. You have got to figure out what you're gonna do, how you're gonna do it. And I didn't have anybody to talk to. They offered like somebody professional, but I didn't want to talk to anybody that I didn't know. I wanted to talk to somebody that I knew, that I trusted, that I could ask questions to, that would have my best interests at heart and be able to answer as much as they could. Mind you, I am no medical professional now that I've gone partially through it, but my journey may be similar to somebody else's out there, and I could possibly, you know, answer questions for them if they don't have anyone to talk to, or it could be you or a family member or a friend. But so I chose to do the double mastectomy, and at that same time when they told me about the nipples, I asked if I could make the decision right before the surgery, and they said, you don't get to make the decision. We need to know now. Like, it's a 50-50 chance you get to keep them. We'll know during the surgery if there's enough blood supply to keep your nipples. We won't know until then. And I was like, fuck, this is really tragic. Like, I'm just gonna lose my nipples, I guess, you know? And I had to deal with that, and that was pretty hard too, for me personally. You know, and there are women out there that have had the double mastectomy and decided to just like forego all of their skin that's there and just have it all cut off, and then have that big gaping scar, and they're proud of their scar, you know, as like something that they triumphed through. But I didn't want that. I'm not a girly girl, but I need those things there. I don't need my boobs really, but I needed the nipples at least. So I decided that, they also said, if you get to keep your nipples, you know, do you want to, you know, have a different set of implants put in? Because most women choose to go larger than they were. But quite frankly, I had big old boobs and I was sick of them. Like, they're heavy. They were just a bummer deal. So, and I was tired of them. I loved them at first. Like, they did the job for me for a while, where it made me feel like confident and awesome, and I loved having them. But shit, after 15 years, I'm like, God, get these things out, you know? And then by the luck of the draw, you know, my God, I guess I must have manifested that one. But so they took them out, and I chose to go smaller. So I have already gone in for the first portion. They were very quick to book my appointment for the removal of the cancer because they didn't want it to spread. They removed a bunch of lymph nodes as well in case cancer had spread into any of the surrounding area. So I can't really show you right now, and you can't see it that well, but there's a huge dip in my underarm, which makes it really hard to shave. It's very foreign to have like another dip beside the dip, you know? But so they took out all of my breast tissue along with the cancer, and that was not such a big deal to me. I don't know why. It just wasn't a big deal. But in the aftermath of it all, they put in these things called expanders. Typically that's to expand the skin so that a woman can go larger. But for me, since I had larger boobs, we needed the skin to shrink back around the expander. So I would be going from like a small D to a B, which is ideal for me in my life right now and going forward. These expanders are weird. They're like air. I mean, yeah, I still have boobs, and I have some weird scarring too. Not scarring, do have scarring for sure, but I have got, you can see the expander in there. Like, it looks weird and foreign, and I still have like this humongous, I had a ton of bruising. The bruising went about up to here. That took quite a while to go away, like months to go away, actually, probably 2 months. And then I still have underneath my boob, I still have like this black purple, I don't know what, if it's blood or I don't know. But so the expanders are in there now. I do have to go back for a second surgery to get the reconstructive part done, which is taking the expanders out. I have a lot of extra skin, which sucks because they're just gonna have to lop that off, sew me up, and so I'll have like a W scar. And that's gonna be pretty fucking gnarly, but I'm happy that they got the cancer out, and I am also excited that I got to keep my nipples, and you know, that I get to have smaller boobs. Before I found out this information, I was at my healthiest that I've ever been in my life. I was eating all non-GMO foods. I was eating all organic, everything, except for when I went out to eat, which wasn't very often. I do like to know what I'm eating. And I had just never been healthy. I was going to the gym 6 days a week. And I felt like a champ. And then I got that news and I was like, oh, okay. And since no one in my family has that gene, and I don't know anyone who else has had breast cancer, I just kind of had to deal with it myself. But shockingly enough, I have stayed super duper positive. I'm not sure how. I swear God has been watching over me this whole time and has been giving me some love, because I have been nothing but positive this whole time. There's been moments where I'm like, wow, I can't believe I'm going through this. But I've never been like, oh, woe is me, poor me, you know, why me? Don't get in that whole mindset. Please save yourself the drama. The good thing is, and I don't want to make this video super long because I do have a lot to talk about, but I don't want to put it all in one video. I just know that there's not a lot of info on YouTube that's current about, you know, younger women getting breast cancer, and so many between, you know, late 20s to late 30s are getting it. And, you know, with somebody in my age group getting it, I'm the first. So out of my friends and family. So trying to lead the way in a positive light. And do your damn self-checks in the showers. Seriously, in the shower, not the showers. Do those. They're really important. Had I not done it, God knows when I would have discovered this and how detrimental it would have been. But I discovered it early. And if you get it, you discover it early, guess what? Boom. Hello, you can be just like me. We can just be like, woo, it's out of there. And you can get back to your life. So yeah, that's about it. Just wanted to jump on here real quick. And I also needed to mention my girlfriend, Annie Boatwright. Annie Boatwright. She is the one that clued me into the fact that there is really nothing current on YouTube about breast cancer. And she's got a shit ton of amazing videos on YouTube. You should check her out if you don't know about her. If you don't know, now you know. It is Bikini Iron Fitness. Her name is Annie Boatwright. Go check her out, like her videos, subscribe to her channel. She rocks. Seriously amazing. She's been a friend forever and ever and ever and ever. And I just love her. And she's the one who kind of enlightened me to do this video. And I'm happy that she did, because I want to create content that is relevant now, like in 20 whatever, you know, and going forward for people to refer to, you know, since I didn't have that. It would have been nice if I did, but I'm making it for y'all. So I hope that you liked the video. If you did, please do a thumbs up on it and like it. There will be more content about my journey for breast cancer, especially with my upcoming second surgery. So I will post that when I've got it. And that's it for now.